Hello and good morning, everybody. Give me just a second to get everything ready to go. All right, welcome to the stream. Nintendo Direct is starting in 13 minutes. So we've got a little bit of time to prepare and get ready. Everything should be set up properly so we can watch this on our Nintendo Switch. I know the quality of YouTube won't be like super special, amazing and everything, but it should be good enough for us to do what we need to do. So good morning. I hope everybody is doing okay today. Let's go ahead and get YouTube booted up. I've got a HDMI splitter set up on my Switch, so I shouldn't have any issues. Because you know the YouTube app on the Switch has that nasty little habit of doing a little pop-up that says, "We've detected protected content. You can't do that." So let's go to reviews to go. And there we go. Nintendo Direct. Okay, and now we'll just wait for it to start. I hope everybody's doing okay this morning. I am doing okay. I'm doing just fine. Just got up, had to do a real quick shower and make something to eat before we get started because I am not used to getting up early in the morning. But you know, that's just how things are with me. Good, 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 good. Well, everything's playing, so I guess we'll just wait for about 11 minutes, and when it starts, we'll, react and see what all they announced today. Sarah Alexander, what's up? I hope this is going to be a good system. Good morning, Sarah. And by system, I'm not sure what you mean because today's not the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. That's going to be next week. This Direct is supposedly focused on the current Nintendo Switch. So it's probably going to be like a bunch of game announcements, possibly. They did say that this would not have information on the Nintendo Switch 2. But maybe we'll get some little hints and teases like we did during the Pokemon Presents. I want to say a few weeks ago, but I think it was actually further back than that. Because that was when the Radiant Light expansion pack came to Pokemon TCG Pocket, and actually the newest expansion dropped today. The what is it called? Shining something. I want to say Shining Fates, but that's an actual real trading card game pack for Pokemon TCG that came out a few years ago. Shining Radiance or something like that. That has like nothing but shiny variants of Pokemon in it. But yeah. Art, welcome to the stream. Do you have any upcoming remakes or remasters you're excited for, announced or unannounced? I really hope they remaster Metroid Prime 2. I was shocked how much I loved the Metroid Prime remaster. That would be really cool. Like I had mentioned on our stream yesterday when we were doing Pokemon Fire Red, talking about like, what if they said, hey, while you're waiting for Metroid Prime 4, here's remasters of 2 and 3. So, you know, that would be really cool. As far as remasters, I don't know what I like super really want. Like, I thought it would be a cool idea if they like announced a Star Fox Zero Deluxe or remaster or something. I thought that would be a really cool idea. I know a lot of people didn't like that game, but I've seen gameplay videos of it and I'm like, you know what, that looks pretty cool. You know, my never going to happen in a million years remaster that I would want is Valkyrie Profile 2 from the PS2. Because, you know, Valkyrie Profile 1 got got released on PlayStation when that new Valkyrie game came out. I don't even remember what the name was. I haven't played that much of it because I wasn't like, it didn't like really hit me. But Valkyrie Profile 2 on the PS2 was, I spent endless hours in back in the day. And I would love for that to just be re-released sometime. Sarah Alexander, I think Red Dead Redemption is going to be on Switch 2. I could see that happening. Brendan says, I would love Chrono Trigger for the Nintendo Switch Online. I heard the anniversary was a few weeks ago. Or even some of the OG Pokemon games. I would love for the Pokemon games to be added there. Though I feel like that probably would have been a thing they would have done during the Pokemon Presents presentation on Pokemon Day. I feel like that's when they would have done that. But you know, that would be cool. And Art says, never say never. I didn't think they'd revisit Freedom Wars. Yeah, Freedom Wars Remaster was very interesting. I am really sad that they didn't add crossplay, but they went back so far as to give the game an English dub for just for a remaster. And that's very surprising. And they did a bunch of balancing and tweaks and stuff to pretty much the entire game, along with making the final boss a little less ridiculous. So, you know, that's really cool. Now, I know it's way too early for it. It's way too early. But what I really want, third-party wise, is I want Aspyr to go ahead and announce that they're making Tomb Raider Legend Anniversary and Underworld remastered after releasing, you know, 4, 5, and 6 a month ago. Because that's what's next. They released 1 through 3. They did 4, 5, and 6. So the next would be the Crystal Dynamics trilogy. And to be honest, what I think is pretty much the peak of the series before the Survivor trilogy came out. Nothing against the Survivor trilogy. I absolutely loved Tomb Raider 2013. And gameplay wise, I really liked Rise and the my brain's not working. I like the other two of the Survivor trilogy, but I feel like 2 and 3 just like didn't have the same really big feel that 2013 did. And I wasn't a fan of the redesign they did for Lara there. All right, 5 minutes to go. Sarah Alexander says, I want more memory on this Switch. I hope the Switch 2 has more memory as well. I'm sure that it will, because, you know, with a new generation is going to come larger file sizes for games. I'm sure the Switch 2 would also be compatible with SD cards. So thankfully I'm good there. Art says, I really wish they would come out with a new Thief or Splinter Cell game. I love stealth games, but never enjoyed Metal Gear Solid. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I love Metal Gear Solid. But, you know, that's me. But Splinter Cell would be really cool. I know a lot of people love the Splinter Cell games. I have not played that many of them, but there haven't been that many on handhelds. I think there might have been some around, like, on the PSP, but I don't think I got around to playing them. Maybe, I think I might have played one of them on the PSP, maybe. But I don't have, like, super clear memory about it. Keenan, why did they live stream? Are you talking about Nintendo? They're doing a Nintendo Direct today. They're going to announce a lot of information about upcoming Nintendo Switch games today for like 30 minutes. So, you know, in 3 minutes time at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, they're going to do a presentation that's about half an hour long, just showing information on upcoming Nintendo Switch games. Probably just kind of a, hey, here's the last little flow of Nintendo Switch games before the Switch 2 comes out later this year. And, you know, I mean, we're still going to get like multi-platform stuff between the two. They'll probably still support the Switch One for a good while. But this is probably like, here's the last hurrah of the Nintendo Switch One until Switch 2 eventually comes out and takes over. Yep, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Art says, Metal Gear Solid always left me thinking, what is going on? Kojima's wild story left. Oh, okay. I can completely understand that. I can completely understand that, because I always felt that Metal Gear Solid and Kingdom Hearts had their own little, you know, space in the convoluted mess of a story situation. Especially when Metal Gear Solid 5 came out. You know, the one they actually called Metal Gear Solid 5. Because Peace Walker was supposed to be 5, but they decided, they even revealed it initially as Metal Gear Solid 5 Peace Walker. They just didn't want to add a number title to a handheld game. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain and all that was like, you know, technically it was unfinished and it was a bit messy. Art, I kind of wish PlayStation would port games like Knack or Knack 2 to Switch. I haven't played Knack 2. That would be great for a handheld. That'd be cool. All right, we got 1 minute left. I am going to... All right, I'm going to raise the volume on the stream itself. When this starts, I want to make sure we have a good audio balancing between me and what they're doing. I mean, we're mostly just going to watch, but we'll still react to everything that's going on. Make sure the... Okay, that looks good. All right, Keenan says, I wish Roblox is in the Nintendo Direct. Maybe it will be. Maybe it will be. That would be cool. Well, I guess we'll find out here real soon. All right, 10 o'clock. Any second now. There we go. Here we go. All right, how's that audio balancing? Okay, that's good. All right, we're starting with Dragon Quest. Oh, is this another HD 2D remake? All right, this is cool. I mean, the visual style looks really good. All right. Oh yeah, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake this year. Well, we knew that was being made in Japan.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct.
Hello.
Today, we'll be providing information on upcoming Nintendo Switch games. We'll also have a Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd.
Okay.
So please tune
I'm
in for
glad.
that as well.
I like how they went out of their way to say, "Hey, this is not the
What you
Nintendo
just
Switch
saw
2 Direct.
was Dragon
Wait
Quest
till next
1
week for
and
that."
2 HD 2D remake from Square Enix.
Sir Dean,
Another
welcome to the stream.
character
How about
appeared at
Dragon
the
Quest 12?
What kind of
That would be
adventure
great.
awaits? We hope you're excited for more information in the future. Okay, let's see the first batch of headlines.
All right, first batch of headlines. Let's go.
Escape from dire straits.
Okay. Not sure what this game is yet. Okay.
2 minutes until oxygen 0.
Ooh, sounds interesting. Like a space survival game.
Help me!
Wait a minute.
Please help me, Dante!
Oh!
The latest entry in the Eye the Somnium
Oh,
Files
interesting. A
series
new
is
Eye the
stirring.
Somnium Files
You
game?
are
That's
Konami
cool.
Date, a special agent with a sophisticated AI called Aiba embedded in his left eye. Your mission is to track down Iris, an internet idol who has been trapped in a mysterious escape game. Conduct interviews to investigate Iris's whereabouts. Dive into a subject's dreams to reveal clues hidden deep within their psyche. And solve mind-bending puzzles in an explorable environment. Everything you learn will bring you one step closer to the truth. Uncover what's hidden in reality and dreams to rescue Iris. No sleep for Konami Date.
July
from
25th.
Eye,
Okay, that's
the
cool.
Somnium Files.
So, I mean, Eye the
Launches on
Somnium
the
Files
Nintendo
was,
Switch system, July
Help.
25th.
Uchikoshi wrote that. So that's good.
Unleash the supernatural.
Okay. Oh, is this SMT? Is this Shin Megami Tensei?
A classic Atlas action RPG
Yep, it
returns
sure is.
with remastered HD graphics and
Raido
enhanced
remastered?
gameplay.
Interesting. Okay.
Set in the capital city in the year Taisho 20, Raido Kuzunoha makes his living as an apprentice detective. But unbeknownst to others, he also fights alongside demons as a devil summoner. To protect the capital, Raido must investigate a series of supernatural cases. Fight in real-time battles alongside demons you summon. Work with your demons to strike an enemy's weak point, then follow up with a powerful attack. Cooperation is the key to victory. You can even turn opposing demons into allies. Demons can also be useful outside of battle. And their powers are helpful in finding solutions during investigations.
Okay, this is cool.
Guide Raido through a series of strange incidents.
Art says real-time battles is awesome. Yeah, this was a PS2 game
There's a
originally.
conspiracy that will shake the capital to its core. Raido Remastered: The Mystery of the Soulless Army launches on Nintendo Switch.
Okay, June 19th. Okay, that's cool. That's just in a few
Pre-orders
months.
begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Okay, that's cool.
Consume,
Consume
darkness.
A lot of this stuff I don't recognize.
With your memories gone, you have been summoned to a strange, unfamiliar world
Shadow Labyrinth? Okay.
where you're greeted by a yellow orb known as Puck. But who is this spherical stranger? Moored in a mysterious, maze-like world, your battle for survival begins. As Puck guides you on your journey, you'll delve deeper into the expansive world. By examining your surroundings, you can phase shift and combine with Puck to explore areas you couldn't reach before.
Okay, Pac-Man.
But tread lightly. The creatures inhabiting this
Okay, that
world
looks
will
cool.
prove hostile. When facing imposing enemies, you and Puck can temporarily fuse into the Gaia form to unleash powerful attacks.
Yeah, take care of that big old spider.
By
Okay, that looks
consuming your
kinda
prey,
cool.
you'll collect resources that can then be used to enhance your abilities.
Surf Demon, the new Pac-Man game. Yep.
Work
I mean-
to uncover Puck's true goal and devour enemies to survive this cruel world. Experience a dark twist on the iconic Pac-Man when Shadow Labyrinth launches
Oh,
on Nintendo
right. I remember
Switch,
when that was
July
first
18th.
announced. Yeah. Okay, what's next?
The rhythmic march begins.
Is that Patapon? There's no way. Oh my gosh, it
Remasters
is.
of Patapon and Patapon 2 are drumming onto Nintendo Switch as one bundle.
What?
Play your drum to the beat and give different commands to the Patapon army.
Okay, that's awesome.
For example, Pata Pata Pata
Patapon was such a
advances them
fun
forward,
game.
while Pon Pon Patapon has them attack.
Keenan says, you know what, I hope Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 is in. Maybe it will be, because we already got 1 through 3.
Fever mode and get a big boost in power. From the horse
That is
riding
so much
Kibapon
fun.
to the shield savvy Tatepon. Build up your battalion. To
I would
take
never
on
have guessed
hordes
they
of
would
fierce
bring
foes.
Patapon 1 and 2 to the Switch.
Plus, new features have been added, so you can advance to the beat
Oh,
of
you
your
can
own
change
drum.
difficulty levels. Okay, that's cool.
Lead the Patapons and march forth when Patapon 1+2 Replay
July
launches
11th,
on
that's
Nintendo
cool.
Switch, July 11th.
Oh,
Welcome
hey.
to Zephyr Town, a cozy place nestled in a windswept valley.
Is this a new Room
This is
Factory
where
game?
your new life begins.
No. This is Story of Seasons. Okay. So new Harvest Moon game.
First cropping up on the Nintendo DS system, this immersive farming and life sim has no shortage of activities to get up to.
You must be the new
Okay, not new. It's a
Tend to your farm
remaster.
while growing crops and caring for animals.
Because you know the DS version didn't
Then
look like
sell
this.
your produce and other wares at the town's weekly bazaar.
Keenan says, you know what? 1 to 3 took
As
to
bazaar
make.
sales grow, you'll help
To
the
switch.
once
Oh, you
famous
mean like the
market
timing.
regain its former splendor.
Inspiring, honestly.
You can also get to know the locals
I'd like to spend more time with you.
and maybe nurture a relationship if you find that special someone. Plus, taking advantage of Zephyr Town's windy conditions can make travel and other tasks
Oh, that's
a
interesting.
breeze.
They have a little paraglider mechanic?
Here we go!
The winds of change are coming, and your new life on the farm begins when Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar launches on the Nintendo Switch system August 27th.
You know, one of the managers at my store is going to really like that.
Please look
She
forward
loves Harvest
to the
Moon.
latest entry in the Story of Seasons series. Next, please take a look at this.
Okay. Not really recognizing it so far. Oh, Metroid Prime 4. Okay, we kind of expected them to show a little bit for this. It took a whole year. Ooh, that's good music too. Oh, we actually get to see. Oh, we got gameplay. Awesome.
This is the unknown planet Vuros. Here, Samus finds a verdant jungle with a colossal tree at its center. In order to survive and escape this planet that she was unexpectedly transported to, Samus must scan stone figures and other relics to carve a path forward.
Okay, since it's a jungle, we're gonna have a lot of outdoor locations. That's cool. There's a lot of that in Metroid Prime 1.
She's not alone, though. Abhorrent, alien creatures living in the jungle are waiting to strike.
Okay, that's looking good so far.
As she explores the planet, Samus is granted mysterious and ancient powers. Psychic abilities.
Oh, psychic abilities. That's cool. Like
These powers allow Samus to operate mechanisms.
maybe like a
And
little bit of
open
Bioshock
doors.
thrown in there.
They also allow her to control the trajectory of her beams.
Or it
with
says
the
just take my
power
money. I don't
of
even need to
love.
see it after playing Prime Remaster.
But why were these powers bestowed upon Samus?
Okay, that's kind of neat. Like for puzzle solving and stuff.
And what will be her fate after being summoned to Vuros? The threads intertwining
Okay, that
beyond
was interesting.
space and time are beginning to weave a new tale.
2025, still no release date. Still no release date. But that looks cool. I'm glad we actually got a little bit of gameplay this time. Oh, who's that? Well, that's a fun little tease.
It looks like even more challenges await Samus. We
Okay,
hope
that's
you're
cool.
looking forward to exploring with Samus's new psychic abilities.
That one guy with the weird mouth that showed up and for just a split second in the trailer
Okay.
kind of looked,
Let's move on to some more headlines.
kind of had a Halo vibe to them, like the Covenant vibe.
Ready to stir up
Stir up
some
some mischief?
mischief?
Wait a minute, is this that first-person game?
Once upon a time, there was a drab coffee shop that
No.
transformed into
No, it's
a
not what I thought.
magical potion cafe. As the newest potionista of
okay.
the Cursed Cafe,
That's
you'll craft concoctions for Disney
that's
villains
great, Disney.
and get to know
That
them
is
in a new light.
that's great.
Mix ingredients to brew all sorts of strange
Anyways.
elixirs. Then serve them to your villainous
Anyways, the
visitors,
Metroid Prime 4 trailer
including
looks great.
Ursula and Gaston. With help from Yzma, you can upgrade
I'm not
your
super
ingredients to produce
interested
some wildly
in
wicked
this little
creations.
Disney villain spin-off.
The potions you make can
Coffee
influence
shop
each
game.
customer's storylines, leading to different outcomes every time.
Look at the
you
chat,
play.
like the chat for the
Who knows
stream.
what mischief might happen? Disney Villains Cursed Cafe launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Oh, this is what we're stealth dropping today? Come on.
Summon a spellbinding
Okay, summon a
adventure.
spellbinding adventure. That sounds cool.
Welcome to Witchbrook College, where
Witchbrook
students strive to master
Oh, everybody's
the
just
magical
like,
art during class.
boo, no
During
one's buying
classes,
this. What?
Use magic circles to perform rituals.
That's great.
On brooms, fly on brooms, learn advanced techniques to go from witch in training
That's
to
fun.
skilled spellcaster. There's also plenty to do outside
This
of class.
seems interesting, I
Hang
guess.
out with friends at their homes. Take on various jobs
You know,
to
I
help
guess.
pay for tuition.
But we're only halfway through the presentation now.
Or
So we still
use
got
the
15 more
spells you've
minutes of
learned
stuff.
to craft and sell original items. Plus, up to 4 players can make magic together in online co-op. Explore this whimsical world on the road to graduation and beyond.
Keenan says, bro, do you know what Poppy Playtime 1 through 3 took to make
Are
it
you
Switch?
ready
Well, I know
for
2
a
and 3 came together.
spellbinding journey?
I know 1 being released for console at all was like, oh, hey, we're
Enrollment
finally
begins
getting this
when
on
Witchbrook
consoles.
flies onto Nintendo Switch this holiday.
At least they didn't wait that long before bringing 2 to 3 after 1 came.
Action, adventure,
Oh,
and arcade
this is
games
going to be a
await.
compilation in this.
Set off on a fantastical
No.
mission to eliminate
Eternal
a
Life of Goldman?
mysterious
Okay.
deity. In this hand-drawn platforming adventure, you'll explore an expansive
It looks
archipelago
interesting. It's kind
where
of got
nightmares
that,
and wonder collide.
old
Upgrade your trusty
cartoony
cane with
look that
magical
Cuphead
parts,
had.
Then use its abilities to find your own path through the enchanting world. Can you uncover the secrets the archipelago holds? Find out when the Eternal Life of Goldman launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Yeah, the art style is really good.
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Gradius with a collection
Oh,
of
the
arcade
Gradius.
shoot-'em-up
Oh, yeah, the
games from
Gradius
across the
remasters.
series.
I remember
Titles include
Gung Ho was
Gradius,
talking about that on Twitter.
Salamander,
I think
Light
yesterday.
Force, Gradius 2,
In reference to
Gradius 3,
the Lunar Collection that's about to come
and
out
Salamander
soon.
2. Some titles come with multiple versions, including ones from different regions and launch years.
Okay, that's neat.
Plus, take the helm in a brand new entry, Salamander 3.
Oh, they're actually putting a new entry in here? That's cool. That's a nice little touch to
Gradius
add to
Origins
a
launches on
collection.
the Nintendo Switch system August 7th. Pre-orders begin later today.
Okay,
on
August
Nintendo
7th. That's gonna
eShop.
be a little while.
Battle to the beat in Rift of the Necro Dancer. Press the corresponding buttons in each lane to
Rift
fight
of the
monsters in
Necrodancer. That's fun.
rhythm-based combat.
They just made a
Keep the cadence going with epic boss battles.
a music
quirky
game. Okay, that
minigames,
looks neat. The art style
remix
looks
stages,
interesting.
and global leaderboards. Plus, more musical mayhem awaits in the Celeste Music Pack paid DLC. And be on the lookout for more DLC in the future. Rift of the Necro Dancer launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Okay, there's our second stealth release.
Let's see what's in
What's
store.
in store? What is this? Okay.
Welcome to Tamagotchi Plaza. a brand new
Tamagotchi
entry in the
Plaza. Is
Tamagotchi
Tamagotchi?
Connection
Is that how
series.
you spell? Is that how you're supposed to
There are
pronounce it?
stores
I was called it
galore.
Tamagotchi forever.
Design glasses at the eyewear shop. Polish pearly whites solo or with a friend
I mean,
at
it
the
looks-
dentist. And arrange plates at the afternoon tea shop.
Absurdly
12
adorable.
wonderful stores need your help.
Keen, I think they know they wouldn't. Why they didn't
Provide
add
good
Roblox into
customer
this because of the
service to get high
copyright
ratings
avatar.
and upgrade each
Maybe.
shop.
But I mean, they've got games like Fortnite in there that's like
In
they've got
doing
like
so, you'll get
dozens
to meet
upon
more
dozens of
Tamagotchi,
copyrighted
making
characters
the
in
town
it.
livelier than before. With over
I don't know.
100 new and classic Tamagotchi, business is sure to be booming. Get ready to set up shop when Tamagotchi Plaza launches on Nintendo Switch
Sarah
June
Alexander says
27th.
maybe. All right. What else you got? Oh, more for Pokemon Legends ZA. Saw a little smidget of
Welcome
Mega
to
Gengar there.
Pokemon Legends ZA, a new title in the Pokemon series. You'll begin your adventure.
All right,
by
let's see if there's
choosing one
anything
of
new
3
they're
partner
going to
Pokemon.
show here. Wonder if they'll show
Setting
show
is this
a hint of
Metropolis.
any
It
of those
also appeared
leaked
in the
megas
Pokemon
that
apps and
that
Pokemon
came out of that
Live
leak a
games.
few days ago.
Lumio City. To make it easier for people
Keenan
and
says I
Pokemon
made
to
Mario
coexist,
Avatar. Okay.
a company named Quasartico Inc. is carrying out an urban redevelopment plan. Here, we'll get a glimpse into the lives of the Pokemon and people of Lumio City. Scattered all over town are wild zones. These areas are special environments where wild Pokemon can live comfortably, even within the city.
Okay, that makes sense for how you're stuck in the city all day,
You can
but still
catch
have
Pokemon
areas
here.
where you can actually go out and see wild Pokemon to catch. Okay.
But they might be hostile. If you sense trouble, get to safety. There are Pokemon that live outside wild
Oh, that's
zones
cute.
too.
Spinarak just like hanging from a tree branch. That's
Some
that's
of them
pretty
can
cute.
even be found on rooftops. People and Pokemon live easygoing lives.
That
in
Steelix is
Lumio City.
definitely not to scale though. That
But
Steelix should be like as tall as a
when night
building,
falls-
like Onyx was in Let's Go.
The city's aura transforms. Highly skilled trainers are invited to participate in a tournament, the ZA Royale. Trainers await in battle zones.
Okay, that's cool.
If you're spotted, they'll challenge you to battle. Strike first before being seen, and you'll land a surprise attack.
Oh, strike first
During
against
battles,
trainers.
using a
That's
super
that's
effective
actually
move at
kind
the
of
right moment
that's
is
a
key.
that's kind of a fun thing you can do.
And with Mega Evolution, some Pokemon can power up
All right,
even
there's
more.
Mega Alakazam. Okay, how many of the megas are they going to show here? They're probably not
You'll
going to show
start
any
at
of the
rank
new
Z
megas
and
in a
work your
trailer.
way up to rank A. Trainers who reach the top are said to have a wish granted.
Let's see, Keenan said like there was a copyright Pokemon game and Nintendo shut it down. Oh, because of the creative stuff? I don't know. Because I mean, you can do that in Fortnite too. Not in
Day
the same way as
and night
Roblox.
are two sides to Lumio City. It seems there are even more secrets waiting to be uncovered.
Oh, there's
What will
Zygarde.
you find on your adventure? Pokemon Legends ZA launches on Nintendo
Late
Switch later this
2025.
year.
So that's probably going to be, fall or
In
winter.
Lumio City, where the game is set, The aura
It's probably gonna be a
transforms
Christmas
between
game.
Day and night. It seems there are even more secrets. to
Sarah says,
uncover.
"I'll get this,
Please
but
be
not
on
right
the
now. So
lookout for
I'm
more
still working on the
information in
old
future.
games."
Next, please take a look at this.
All right, what else you got? That was a cool trailer.
Hello there.
Hi.
The game you're about to see boop, doesn't have a big, epic story,
Okay.
but what it does have is lots of funny little rhythm games.
Funny little rhythm games. Okay. This is
You
cute.
wanna see?
Yes, we want to see.
Just press the button to jump through the ring.
Okay. Art said that looks like a fun game. I never played Pokemon games growing up, so Legends was my favorite one so far. I mean, Legends
sounds
Arceus was a
easy.
lot of fun. Sir Demon says probably November, like
the
most
timing is
Pokemon
super
games
tricky.
seem to release in. That would make sense.
Maybe you could try
Arriving
it
just in time
for a
for the holidays. What? Is this supposed to be like trying
rhythm. In this game,
to
you might do
channel
all the same
Patapon
things, but you'll
vibes?
need to do it in rhythm.
This seems
With practice, you might even
interesting,
be able
I
to play it
guess.
with your eyes closed.
practicing to play with your eyes closed. Okay. Okay, so it's gonna have a lot like
Get into the
different
rhythm
art
with
styles.
a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series.
Oh, a
Rhythm
rhythm
Heaven
heaven.
Groove.
Okay, that's neat. Next year. Okay. Not ready
That
quite yet.
was Rhythm Heaven Groove, a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series. It includes lots of music produced by renowned Japanese
Keenan says, but people copied the
musician
Pokemon copyright thing I told you a minute ago.
What kinds of rhythms do you think you'll hear? We hope you're looking forward to it. Next, we have news about the use of digital games on your system.
Oh, the use of digital games.
Please take a look.
What? What? Okay.
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system and a Legend of Zelda game in this one. Freely
Yes.
inserting the games you have on hand into any system you want. But what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards? Well, here's what we came up with.
Careful, Nintendo.
Introducing the Virtual Game Card. In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games.
Oh. Like cartridges that you can load digital games onto?
When purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded onto your system as a virtual game card,
Okay.
allowing you to play that title.
All right.
Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen. Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system.
Oh, and okay.
If you have two Nintendo Switch systems, you can eject a virtual game card from one and load it onto the second. Now you can play this game on the second system wherever and whenever you want, just as if you had inserted a physical game card.
An internet is
With virtual game
okay.
cards, you can freely
Oh,
load
so
and
an internet
arrange which
connection is
games you
only
play on up to
required
two
when you
systems.
eject and swap between the systems. Okay.
Local communication with
I'm
your
assuming they're
second system
implementing
is
this
required, but only the first
for
time.
the Switch 2.
You can also lend out virtual game cards to your Nintendo account family group members.
Okay, and you can.
Connect to your family group
Okay,
member
that'll
system via
be
local
good for
wireless when
family
you want to
accounts, so
lend
they
a
don't
game.
have to buy the same game
Choose
over
the
and
title
over.
you're lending.
As long as it's not a multiplayer game, they
And
want
who you're
to
lending it to.
play at the same time.
And you're done.
That's good for families.
can
That
now
way they
play
only
on
have to
their phone
buy
system.
single player games once. And then
You
they
only
can
lend
just
one game at a
transfer it
time to a
between
particular
whatever
person.
family member wants to
Games
play
can
it.
be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you. Making digital games even
Okay, that is
easier
an
to use.
interesting feature.
Virtual Game Card.
Because I know the family account members have had complaints about that sort of thing for a
The
long
virtual
time.
game card feature lets you swap games between Nintendo Switch systems as well as to Nintendo Switch 2 systems.
Okay. Little
This
confirmation
feature
that the Switch
planned
2 is
to
also going to
added
be
via a system update
have
in late
this, and we're
April.
going to get it next month.
Let's take a look at more Nintendo Switch games.
Okay, we got 3 minutes left, so let's get some more highlights, and then they'll make the the big "we're leaving" announcement. Okay, that's okay. We're doing High on Life. Okay, that's interesting. Star Overdrive. Okay, Star Overdrive looked like a neat little game. Their publishers reached out to me a few times. I still need to get back with them. Wandering Village. Okay. That's a neat concept. King of Meat. Sarah Alexander, that's much better. Loose Lagoon. Okay, I haven't heard of most of these. Ah, Fantasy Life I, the Girl Who Steals Time. Not a great little section of gameplay for that. I saw a lot of chugging there. Maybe it's just the stream.
Uncover history once more.
Okay. Uncover history.
An HD remaster of Saga Frontier 2 is
another
venturing
Saga
onto
remaster.
Nintendo
That's
Switch.
cool.
Meet Gustav, the Royal Heir, and Will the Explorer. Two heroes whose fates and legacies will intertwine across generations in this epic RPG. Experience the original story, along with brand new events that expand the vibrant world of Sondale.
Alright, new events is cool.
Plus, team up with more characters in battle.
Art says, I really like Fantasy Life for the DS. I hope the next game runs good and is
through the
as
parameter
fun.
inheritance system.
Hopefully, I mean, they've been delaying it enough to
After
really
finishing
make
the
a
main
good game.
story, you can
So hopefully
test
they
your
do.
mettle and might against even more powerful bosses. What histories will you uncover through the ages? Saga Frontier 2 Remastered launches on Nintendo
Today.
Switch
Okay, okay.
later
Saga Frontier
today.
2 Remastered as a stealth drop today. That's cool.
Monumental
Monumental
adventures
Adventure
await.
awaits. Guys, you don't have much time
Embark
left.
on peaceful
It's 10:30
journeys
right now,
across this
so
series of beautiful puzzle
Maybe
games.
we'll see this, and then maybe
Wander
their
through
big little "we're
isometric
heading out of here"
worlds
by the
filled with
by the
stunning
way
landscapes to
announcement that they
manipulate,
always do.
optical illusions to discover, and mystifying secrets to unfold. In Monument Valley, lead the silent Princess Ida in her quest for forgiveness while outsmarting the enigmatic Crow people. A different journey awaits in Monument Valley 2. Guide Ro in her adventure through motherhood as she and her child unlock the secrets of the sacred geometry. Both games contain all their additional chapters, add-ons,
Well, I mean,
and
that's-
DLC.
It looks like a neat
The
little puzzle
first
game.
two Monument Valley games launch on Nintendo
Almost
Switch.
reminds me
April
of like how you
15th.
played
Pre-orders
what
begin
was it
later
called?
today
Tez, I think?
on Nintendo eShop. And help Noor on her journey to restore the world's light in Monument Valley 3, setting sail on Nintendo Switch this summer.
Okay, interesting. Golf game? I like golf games. That almost looks like Hot Shots Golf.
A brand new entry in the Everybody's
It is
Golf
Hot
series
Shots
is
Golf.
driving onto Nintendo Switch.
Wait, is it?
Aim, time your button press just right, and take your shot.
Okay, well that's awesome. I love golf games.
Perform backspins, side spins,
And Kenny
And
says that
other
Roblox
special
game
shots.
that got copyrighted by Nintendo is
in the
Pokemon Brick Bronze.
single-player
Oh, okay,
challenge mode.
well, that's cool. I've
Compete
never
in
played
tournaments and
Roblox though,
face
but I
off
know
against
about
a
it.
range of rivals to become the ultimate golfer. In Wacky Golf, your shots could get pulled into holes, or obstacles might fall. It's golf that's not quite par for the course. Up to 4 golfers can hit the fairway together locally.
Oh no, yeah, it is
or
Hot
an
Shots
online
Golf.
play.
Everybody's Golf is just the new name for it.
So
Oh, that's
just
awesome.
relax And get ready to tee off. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots lands on Nintendo Switch
Aw.
this year.
This year, okay. I was hoping that was going to be a today thing. Oh well. Okay, Captain America.
Unite some of Marvel's greatest
Marvel game?
superheroes in the fight against evil. Pair up 2 heroes from the roster
Marvel
of 15.
Oh,
including the
hey,
likes
that
of the
looks
spectacular
cool.
Spider-Man and the ferocious Wolverine to take on the challenge.
Surf Demon says everybody's
From
golf
close quarters
is the
combatants
UK
to
name for it
aerial
as well.
aces.
Okay.
You can mix and match a variety of heroes for an amazing array of possibilities. And swap between your team of 2 at any time. Take advantage of your team's strengths to overwhelm your foes.
Okay, this
Plus,
looks fun.
Up to 4 players can assemble.
This looks like a,
for
like a
local or
little
online
retro
co-op
Marvel
play.
arcade game.
The battle for the fate of the Marvel Universe begins when Marvel Cosmic Invasion launches on the Nintendo Switch system this
Oh,
holiday.
holiday? Come on. That would have been a cool one for today.
That was Marvel Cosmic Invasion, where you'll battle as a tag team of different superheroes. Next is our last game announcement. Please take a look.
All right, last game announcement. Let's see what they've got. And it's someone farting. Oh, it's a me game. Okay.
How refreshing.
Art says this Marvel game looks really fun. It does. It looks great.
Hiya. Tomodachi Life.
Oh,
Living the
Tomodachi.
dream.
Oh, it's Tomodachi Life. Never mind. They look like Mii's. And that's for next year. Okay. Kind of a weird game to have as their final announcement for the Direct. Excuse me?
Did you want to talk?
Aw. Glad that was only a dream.
The person was about to walk right behind him. Okay, that was a little
That
cute.
was Tomodachi Life.
And
Living
Keenan
the
says it
Dream,
got copyrighted because
the first
Pokemon
new
didn't
entry
tell
in the series
Nintendo.
in over 10 years.
Oh yeah,
In the
okay,
trailer,
yeah,
we saw
I can
Mii
understand that.
characters living on an island out at sea.
And of course, they had to show that
What kinds of interactions
that
do you
clip
think
again
they'll
at the
have?
start where the person laying on the beach chair and
We hope you're
farting.
looking forward to it. Thank you for watching today's Nintendo
Okay.
Direct so far.
So far, what do you mean so far? You said that was the
Our
last announcement.
final announcement is something a little different that's not a game. Here's Mr. Miyamoto to introduce it.
Oh, so they do have a final announcement. It's just not
Hello,
a game
I'm
announcement.
Shigeru Miyamoto. Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct. Since 2011, Nintendo Direct has delivered Nintendo news directly to you. And now, these presentations have grown into an event that many people watch. Thank you all very much. We'll continue to broadcast Nintendo Direct presentations, but we're also launching a new channel based on the concept of delivering information to you directly.
Okay.
This is a smart device app called Nintendo Today, which functions like a daily calendar. In the app, you can view different Nintendo events. We will also be delivering all sorts of content about Nintendo games and characters every day. After the Nintendo Direct for
Interesting.
Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd, news about Nintendo Switch 2 will be delivered to you daily and directly through the Nintendo Today app as well. Nintendo Today will be available to download on smart devices later today.
Okay. Seems a little
Anyone
quirky
with
and
a
interesting,
Nintendo
I
account
guess.
can use the app, so please try it out. That's all I have to share.
Alright, look at
I hope
Nintendo
you
embracing
enjoy
the
using
internet
Nintendo
finally.
Today.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct.
Okay, okay.
Thank you for watching.
Well, that's cool. It was a little more than 30 minutes after all. Okay, cool. Well, that was the Nintendo Direct. That was fun. That was fun. Oh, cool. Okay, so we might keep streaming for about, I don't know, maybe before 11 o'clock. And then I'm going to get back to working on this. Whoops, don't need to play it. That was fun. Thanks for streaming it, Art. You're welcome. I had fun with that. I've only done these sorts of Let's Watch things a few times, but they're always fun. So, like, thinking about things, I mean, like, normally with me, there's a couple games that really pop out at me. Not as many different games as a normal Direct, but this is probably, like, it's probably because, you know, the real Direct for Switch 2 is happening next week. And this Direct just sort of came out of nowhere. So, I mean, it was an interesting Direct. I was not expecting Patapon out of nowhere. Has Patapon ever released on a non-PlayStation platform? There's a mobile game, right? I think there was a mobile game. Let's see. Patapon 1 has released on only PlayStation so far. PlayStation Portable in 2008 and PlayStation 4 in 2017. That's so interesting. Because, I mean, there's been a lot of games, right? There's been 3 games. Okay, so Patapon 3 was kind of left out of that little collection we're doing. And Keenan, I'm going to be streaming maybe for another, 10 or 20 minutes. Surf Demon says, I saw a single game that is a must-buy for me. That was the Raidou Remaster, the SMT spin-off game. Yeah, that looked really cool. That looked fantastic. It looked like a lot of fun. So Metroid Prime 4 looked great. And we'll probably see the trailers slowly popping up on YouTube as well. Let's see. Yep, here's a bunch of here's the virtual game card system. High on Life, Pokemon Legends ZA, Tamagotchi Plaza, a lot of the ones they probably uploaded them as they went. Okay, so let's look through everything. Oh, and they're even in the order. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of this stuff is really cool. Like No Sleep for Konami Date looks great, but I still haven't played the iSomnium Files games.
Escape.
I'm looking forward to playing them because they're Yu Chikoshi games. Then Raidou Remastered looked great. Patapon 1 and 2 I wasn't expecting at all. Metroid Prime 4 looked really good. A lot of these are like, okay, that's cool. ZA trailer looked pretty cool. I like looking and trying to pick apart like what Pokemon showed up and everything. And the virtual game card system was interesting. Star Overdrive, it looks like a cool game because I'm probably gonna get a review code of that because I'm gonna get back with that developer. And it looks like that's all that's there right now. Let's reload it. Monument Valley. I think that might be it. But that was an interesting Direct. Not as many things like. I'm actually surprised there wasn't an Aspire game thrown in there. Normally during a Direct, Aspire will throw in whatever their next, Star Wars port is that they're making. Because the last one they made was Jedi Power Battles not too long ago. And then they released the Tomb Raider 4 through 6 remasters. I mean, I know that they weren't going to announce, Tomb Raider Legend Trilogy right away because it's only been like a month since 4, 5, and 6 came out. But I really want that to happen. And I know there were already rumors and listings for it before 4, 5, and 6 came out. So we know it's going to happen at some point. Maybe it'll be announced for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. That'd be cool. Because, I mean, technically, Angel of Darkness in that collection does struggle a little bit to maintain 30 FPS, so maybe they're going to wait for Switch 2 to really dive into the Legend trilogy, mostly Underworld, because that was a PS3 game instead of a PS2 game. Art says, it sounds odd, but I'm super excited about the virtual cartridge system. It will make having multiple systems convenient. Yes. I feel like, I don't know if I will benefit a lot from that. But, you know, I feel like anyone with a family plan who has like a family with different Nintendo Switch consoles will benefit greatly from that. Because that means that if someone wants to buy a single player game like Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Wonder, and that sort of thing, they only have to buy it once. And then they can just transfer it to, you know, their husband's, daughter's, son's, you know, cousin's system so that they can play it without having to spend another $60 to buy a copy for them. Or risk, you know, not getting their cartridge back. Because they specifically mentioned it, and actually let's look. Because I think they specifically mentioned the feature as borrowing or lending the game to someone. Where is it? Here we go. Lending to family
with your
members. Let's watch this
system
again.
Is required, but only the first time.
Okay, lending to family group
You can
members.
also lend out virtual
Up
game
to 8
cards
accounts
to your
users
Nintendo
together
account,
connected
family
in a
group
family
members. Connect to your family group member system via local wireless when you want to lend
so
a game.
they said lending for 14 days.
Choose
Okay.
the title you're lending and who you're lending it to.
Keenan, I already said we're probably going to be streaming for until 11 o'clock, so another 16 minutes.
And you're done. They can now play on their own system. You can only lend one game at a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you.
Okay, so you can only lend one game out to a
Making
particular
digital
person, so
games
you
even
could
easier
lend
to use.
different games to
Virtual
different people.
game card.
So I wonder if, I bet after the 14-day period is up, they will, it'll be at a point where the download won't work. It'll probably be like when you currently try to access the system, like when you have another Switch with a game on it and it detects that the original or primary system is online and then won't let you play it. That's interesting. All right, and Keenan, I did answer you. I told you I'd be streaming for a little bit longer. No, my mic's still working. Okay. But that's an interesting feature. So they're going to have to dramatically increase the efficiency of their transfer method though with games. Art, gotta run. Thanks for streaming. Have a nice day. You as well. But they've got to increase the efficiency of their transfer method because I know when you transfer between like an SD card and the internal storage, it takes quite a while. So they're definitely going to have to increase that if they want to do this transfer between system and system method. Because I think you can do that with save data. You do that with something with the Switch. But it takes a long time to do. They're going to have to make that a lot more efficient. So you don't transfer and just have to, you know, set your Switch down for, you know, half an hour to get something to transfer over. Because I know they're going to be careful about game sharing. So it's not going to be like, here's literal files that you can copy and paste through your computer like the PSP could. Keenan, I don't know what time you live stream because I live in Germany. I normally live stream on Wednesdays at around 11:12 Eastern Standard Time. But today we streamed early so we could watch the Nintendo Direct. Okay, it's still an interesting system. It's still an interesting kind of like system and like
With
the
game card.
the looks of it was very interesting. All right, but that's cool. And Surf Demon said earlier with Pokemon ZA needs to see more of it because right now it looks pretty bad to me. Yeah, you did say last time that you weren't a huge fan of that system, of what that game is doing. Surf Demon says, I won't make use of the game lending, but I am curious if the lender can still play said game, and what happens if the Switch game is lent. Oh, if the Nintendo Switch is turned off at the end of the 14 days. That is interesting. Maybe there will be an internal timer on the Switch, but if it is, I don't know. Because you can manipulate game timers with the system clock all the time. I've done that in games like Breath of the Wild. Anything that requires amiibos only once a day, you just push the clock ahead to the next day and it lets you use the amiibo again immediately. So that would have to be an internal system thing. Maybe it would be an internal system thing where they would actually make a timer to prevent that from happening. All right, Keenan, you said the time in Germany. Right now it is 3:49 p.m. in Germany. So so in Germany time, I would normally stream on Wednesdays around 4 to 5 p.m. in Germany. But anyways, that's an interesting thing to think about because there are plenty of games that you can manipulate the time for to be able to take advantage of certain features. Because, I mean, Breath of the Wild is the first thing I can think of. But I know there were other games that you could do that for. Star Trek Legends is another one. Because it had very mobile-esque timers for its, like its little mission system where you would send characters off to get rewards. And all you had to do was go into the system clock, change it, and the game would think the time had actually passed, and it would give you rewards. Maybe that's a little bit different because that is a game timer versus a system timer. I guess we'll have to see. They said the feature is going to come out in late April. And I do have other Switch models, so I could test that and see what happens. Might be able to test it right away, maybe use the feature to move a game onto one of my other Switch units, and then move the timer, the internal clock, to 14 days and see what happens. Well, as far as the Switch being offline, it might do an online check every once in a while, like the Nintendo Switch Online emulator apps do. Keenan, you mean 1600 to 1700? Yes. Yes. In military time, that's what that would mean. Surf Demon say, or even just disconnect from the internet after the 14 days. It's possible. It depends on what they do. I bet they'll do an online check every once in a while. Then again, it did specifically say that the internet connection would only be required when transferring games. It wasn't in the family thing. Because I'm pretty sure it specifically said an internet connection is only required.
You can eject a virtual
right
game
there.
card from one.
So an internet connection is required only when loading or ejecting. Wait.
One, and load it onto the second.
Yeah, loading is
now
just
you
moving
can play
it.
this game on the second system, wherever and whenever you want. just as if you had inserted a physical game card.
Just as if you inserted a physical
With
game
virtual
card.
game-
Okay. So if it's just as if you inserted a physical game card, I mean, game cards don't do internet checks. But surely they've I don't know. Well, I mean, technically, if you don't move it back, then the first system technically lost the game. I guess it'll depend on if they have any safety features to be able to push that back automatically. All right, and Keenan says, and you're on mobile. So what app they were talking about? I'm going to download the app. The app was called Nintendo something. I'll pull up the App Store on my phone and see if it's up there yet. Because they said it was going to be available after the live stream ended. Let's see. There's Switch Online. There is Nintendo Music. I don't see it yet. Nintendo Today is what the app is called. Where they're going to do like little news things. No, it is definitely not on the iOS App Store yet. Armor said hello to Reviews to Go. Hello. Let's just watch this whole thing again to kind of like dive into this.
With
this
game
feature.
cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system and a Legend of Zelda game in this one. Freely inserting the games
Right,
you
games
have
and
on
systems
hand
sold
into
separately,
any
of
system
course.
you want. But what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient
I don't know.
as
This is
game
very.
cards?
This is a very interesting thing.
Well,
that
here's
they're
what we came up with.
implementing. I mean, a lot of
Introducing
people.
the
I mean,
virtual
this is
game card.
obviously getting ready for the Switch 2.
In the future,
So the Switch 2
virtual
will use
game
this
cards
system,
can be used for
giving it
digital
to Switch
games.
1 owners at the start. That way, they'll be used to it by the time the Switch 2 comes out.
When purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded onto your system.
Armor said, "Will
as a
you finally
virtual
use your
game
Switch
card,
Lite with virtual game cards?" I mean, I
allowing
do
you to
use my
play that
Switch Lite
title.
from time to time because I use my other
Your
models
digital games
when I do
will be
battery
lined up
tests for
as
games.
virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen. Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system. Game
Hold on,
cards
hold on.
on
What
a
was-
dedicated management screen.
Okay, I do like the
Here,
management screen.
you
That
can
looks
load and
very
eject
slick.
your virtual game.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so this is probably part of the internet connection. So you can load onto this system, load onto another system, which is probably moving it to another system with your account on it. Lend to a family member or options. I wonder what's under the options menu. Maybe there will be some like safeguards in the options menu that they didn't show here. Maybe.
Cards and manage which games you can play on your system.
Okay.
If you have two
Armor
Nintendo
says
Switch
that
systems,
I love the
you
light,
can
but I
eject the
can't use
virtual
it because
game
it's
card
not
from one
OLED. I mean, it's not OLED,
and load it onto the second.
but it's fine.
Now you can play this
kinda
game on
like-
the second system.
I kind of like
wherever
the
and
feel of the
whenever you
Nintendo
want.
Switch Lite. It just sucks that it
Just as if
can't
you had
dock.
inserted a physical game card. With virtual game cards, you can
Keenan,
freely
wait a
load
minute,
and
no Poppy
arrange which
Playtime
games
and
you
no
play on up
Roblox.
to 2 systems.
No, they didn't announce that. They didn't announce either of those.
Local
I thought it was like
communication with your second
like they might
system
do that.
is required, but only the first time.
Oh, did they just say the first time required? Interesting.
Card. With virtual game cards, you can freely load and arrange
Okay, we
which
can
games
freely
you play on
load
up to
games
2
between
systems.
which we knew.
Local communication with your second system is required, but only the first time.
Okay, so you can't do it across the internet. At least, so the first time you set it up, you have to be in local proximity to the other Nintendo Switch system to connect it or pair it with the original system. Okay, that's interesting.
You can also lend out virtual
Armor
game
say, will
cards to your
magnetic
Nintendo
Joy-Cons really
account,
be a
family
game
group
changer? I
members.
mean, they'll be cool.
Connect
It'll
to
be
your
a
family
lot.
group
It'll
member
be a lot
system via local wireless when you
cleaner
want to lend a
than the
game.
rail system.
Choose the title you're lending.
But I guess maybe we'll find
And who
more.
you're lending it to.
Maybe we'll find out more about that next week when they do the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct.
And you're done. They can now play on their own system. You can only lend one game at a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There's our answer from earlier. They said that after the 2 weeks, the games will automatically return to you. And that's a big question of whether the internet is involved in that, or if you know, like what Surf Demon was guessing at earlier was right, where you could theoretically go offline with your Switch and not have that happen. But you know, I guess we'll just have to see when the stuff comes out. Updates happening in late April, so we'll find out then. Unless they maybe they'll give a little bit of more information about it in next week's Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2. And Keenan says, sub, thank you very much. I was like, want to friend me on Roblox? Like, as I said earlier in the stream, I do not play Roblox, so I do not have an account with Roblox to do that. Surf David says, hence where my question came from. Okay, I understand that now. I understand that now. I promise I will be a little more attentive next week for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Armor of Sid says black market for virtual game cards. Maybe. You know someone's gonna look and try to find a flaw in the system to be able to game share. But with it moving it off of the one system and onto another, it's gonna be like probably gonna be a situation of where you're not gonna be able to have it on your system and the other system unless you buy it both physically and digitally. The save data will probably still be flawless between the two types of media. Interesting. All right. And Keenan, I'm not really interested in making an account for Roblox. Because I've seen videos of the game, but you know, I have plenty of games that I spend, you know, free time with, not very much of, because I spend most of my time working on reviews. But anyways, it's 11 o'clock. I have to leave for work in a couple of hours. So I am going to clear out of this because I've got because my goal is to finish up my Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6 remaster review today. I have the audio done. I have like 40 video clips for it right now. So I am going to write up my outline for video clips and get all of those recorded so I can edit it while I am at work today. So I'm going to head out of here. And right before I leave, Armor Assist says, does Sony still own Patapon? Probably. It might be one of those things that they're just letting port to other systems, like what they did with the Lego Horizon Adventures game being multi-platform. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to get started on that. And, you know, we'll be back next Wednesday when they do it is Wednesday, right? Yes, next Wednesday when they do the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. So, you know, everybody who joined the stream, I hope you enjoyed watching the Direct. I had fun watching it. You know, and we had a few things that really stood out that were like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Not as much as a normal direct, but you know, the Switch, it's it's the last Nintendo Switch direct before the Switch 2 reveal stuff happens. So we'll have fun there, and I will see you guys around.